Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to Sunday. Happy winter solstice, blessed Yule, and welcome to Capricorn. It's quite the Sunday, isn't it? Capricorn, of course, being that cardinal zodiac that does usher in the winter. So we're finally into winter. I know many of us, like me, December 1st, hello, winter. Although I live in Canada, so we've had snow for a while. Off and on, it's been great. Now Capricorn is the sea goat. This is the sea goat. Back when I did the Sagittarius reading, I realized that on the Mythical Oracle was Capricorn. So I'm like, well, I'm going to bring it back for Capricorn because I don't have a Capricorn deck. I do not know if there is a sea goat deck, but please let me know below if you know, because I've never seen one. I do, however, have a dragon deck. This is the Umbral Wings Tarot, and I love it. It's beautiful. So I thought this is a good deck for Capricorn. All right. Oh, and before we get going, and before I forget, I want to wish everyone who has a sun sign of Capricorn a very happy birthday. Now, just so you guys know, it does not matter where or where not, if you don't even have Capricorn in your astrological birth chart, this energy will still impact you. It is that transitional earthy energy that's going to really help get us back on the right track, I think. That grounded stability we need. That slow, progressive workhorse, again, we need. So it doesn't matter if you have it or don't have it. This energy is here to help you. It is going to be up to you as to what you do with it. This is such a pretty deck. I love it. We have, this is the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Wands in reversal, the Knight of Air, the Knight of Swords, the King of Fire, the King of Wands, Death in reversal, and then the Empress. What a pretty deck. Such a pretty little dragon. And it's hard to see, but she has an egg with her. Yeah. Here's your grounded stability, the fertility, that creativity that comes in on the earthy energy. Yes, we do have the fulfillment, the passion energy kind of on its head a little bit because we're not doing things our way. We're starting to fall into that cookie cutter. I must do X, Y, Z because that's the expectation. Okay. I would question, hello, Knight of Swords, where does that come from? And more importantly, is it still applicable? Because a lot of traditions, a lot of expectations and demands have been built on history, historical things that did at one point in time make sense. We don't do them anymore. It's like the Yule log. It actually used to be a log of wood, like a piece of wood that would be burning, and it burned for a long time. Most of us don't have the ability for like a wood burning fireplace or pit. However, there is a Yule log cake that is lovely. So shifting things up. It is going to take some creativity and ingenuity, which, again, talking to the head here, where we're looking at thinking things through and starting to make things, again, more meaningful, more fulfilling. The King of Air leans into that fulfillment, but adds in that courage and determination that you're going to need to put action to your ideas and that understanding. The Knight of Swords is really good about going places and just like going in, balls to the walls, boys, not thinking it through. He does need direction. We do need to think things through. We do need to have that action plan. And then the courage and determination to start to put action to that plan. You will have to let things go or alter them, right? Like we did, we let go of that traditional burning of the wood for a lovely cake. There is some release there. There is a transition. There is that evolution. Death is in reversal because it's not about throwing out baby with the bathwater. It's about taking what you're doing and making it more applicable, more meaningful. So it's not that you're going through the actions. Yes, that has a lot to do with the next 2 weeks. However, it also sets you up in January because we know the winter months are the hardest months for us as a species because there is that cold, dark, and in many cases, isolation. So, how are you going to use your ingenuity, your creativity to make sure that as you transcend throughout January and into, well, February, that you're keeping yourself in control of you, you're keeping a good action space, and you have that creativity, that caring and compassion. Thinking it through, well, this week may be hard because let's be honest, there's always a lot on our plate. However, there is that weird time in between Christmas and New Year's that no one really understands what you're supposed to do then. Can I tell you, doing some reflection, checking in, and making some shifting for the new year, helpful then. You may want to start tonight, today, tomorrow, to look at the week ahead. You may be too late into this to make change now or shift things now. However, you can make notes and you can start to get those balls rolling for next year because it's never too soon to start to slowly unroll things. Quick change is never great during the holidays. Family and friends will not appreciate you for it. However, a slow progressive piece you can start to build up over it over the next 11 months, give or take, depending on when you start. If you're a crafter, you're starting next week. If you're not, you've got some time. Hades, the underworld, very much that transition piece, right? And yes, it does feel like we go into the underworld because it gets darker. Having that darkness is not a bad thing. It will help with the rest and rejuvenation that we need on our mind, body, and soul. It doesn't mean that we hibernate, though. We're not bears. We don't hibernate. Some of that rejuvenation will be rejigging, reformatting, replanning, and finding the meaning in what we're doing. Having compassion for self. Hebe, play. Yes, please do. Enjoy the next couple of weeks. Find the play, find the meaning and excitement. Allow that inner child out to, well, enjoy. I would also say, especially as we are looking at January, February coming in, those are the 2 really hard months for us because there's not a lot planned. We don't struggle as much in December. And I say as much. Many of us do struggle in December. We don't struggle as much because there's activities planned. There's fun things. Part of that weird week, next week, where we're like, I don't know, what day is it? Is there mail? What's happening? Do some reflection in and plan some activities and events, more fun, throughout January, February. It will help because, again, you're giving yourself a good foundation to build off of in January and into February. Dionysus, freedom, and wine. God of wine. Love it. Again, the fun, the play. Removing some of the shackles that we've put on because we keep doing things the same way year after year without thinking. Now we're adding in a little bit of thinking and some slow, because again, we have that earth energy, slow transition, slow shifting. And many of us, yes, will enjoy a cup of wine or two. And part of this is the celebration. It's been a hard year. We are going to be transitioning into to be dancing with the hangman for 2026. Oh, I knew there was another one. And I just threw it on the floor. We have the 10 of earth. The family, again, that stability, that earthy energy. And it's not so much about our birth family. This is a time for family and friends. And especially now, is that going to fit? No, I got to move everything over. Having that time for the important people in our life, because that connection is going to give us a good foundation to build off of. Oh, that's really crooked now. I crookified it. There we go. Oh, that's hard on the eyes. The 9 of air, the 9 of swords, the 3 of earth, the 3 of pentacles, the 7 of fire, the 7 of wands, the 7 of air, or the 7 of swords in reversal, and of course, the King of Pentacles. He fell kind of upright, and it feels very much in this area, like in this read, it needs to be an upright. If you don't know, you can always put it sideways. Sometimes the feel is there. Many of us have already seen our mental health start to, well, show its head, rear its head. It's not a bad thing. It's part of life. When it starts to negatively impact us, that's when it becomes a problem. The 7 of air, the 7 of swords talks about people trying to get away with things. This isn't so much an external, it's more an internal. What are you not being truthful to yourself about? Because it is very much connected in to that, the sads and the fears. The 7 of fire does talk about that aggression, that reactivity that is brought on by the sads, the fears. Now we do have the double 7s right beside each other in angel messages. Well, that's a lucky number, my friends. You have something positive and prosperous coming forward. You need to be present for you. You need to be truthful with you, not brutally malicious, but honest with yourself. Again, it gives you a good starting off point so that you can start to bring in what's going to be very meaningful. The 3 of earth, or the 3 of pentacles, does talk about the cooperation and collaboration you're going to need. You're not going to be doing this alone, nor should you. Again, like I said, part of it is going to be planning forward with your physical supports, with your spiritual supports, giving yourself little outlets, little fun things to look forward to. Those connections. Because again, those important people will help to anchor you and to give you the stability that many of us struggle with in January and February. And on the reciprocal, because you guys will be looking at doing something fun. I don't know, like a game night or a knitting circle. I don't know. Whatever it is you like to do. It's going to also help to anchor them, to support them, because you guys are doing it together. Capricorn does encourage you to start to get yourself back on your feet and take those steps that you need for you. And, well, not forgetting those important people. I want to thank you guys for joining me today and exploring Capricorn. I hope that you did find this useful and that you are able to stand up and start taking those steps forward. If you did like this session, please give it a thumbs up and let me know what you're most excited for your time with Capricorn. And if you haven't done so, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, as I still have so much more coming forward. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a very supportive community in my Patreon. I do add in lots of extra bonus readings and supports. It's a fantastic community, and I've left a link below so you can come check it out. Again, I want to thank you for joining me and exploring Capricorn. Enjoy the stability, as it will help you to transcend into 2026 with grace and dignity. Until tomorrow, my friends.